so do you guys have any first questions? Usually I give the first question, but I'll leave it to you guys. Anybody have a first question for one of the filmmakers?
Generally, what's the cost of production?
Cost of the production.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of general things, it's a very accurate number. For the film, our film, it cost about $1,200 to make, and the biggest expense there was the location, which was like $600. Everything else came from, we paid for one of the paintings there, I did the rest, and then at that point, it's been so long since we've made the film, I can't remember exactly where the money went. I think we had to pay our actor as well. But the location, honestly, if you're making something, try to write with something you've got, because as soon as you write like a really interesting location that you don't have, it's going to cost a lot of money, which is what that film basically came to. So that was pretty much how that budget came together. But yeah.
You have any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
How do you, given that it's such an investment of time and money and creative energy, how do you decide that the concept that you're going to pursue is the one that you really want to invest all of that time and energy in?
You want to answer first? Okay. I think you kind of just have to feel it. In the case of this film, it was a much bigger concept that I initially wrote for school that was so extremely out there, that's just like, it's going to cost like at least $20,000. You want to burn down a house in that. You want to do all this stuff. You can't do that. So I condensed it down, and you kind of just really got to at least think it's the best thing you're going to make at the time that you are conceiving it. So if you think it's really worth at least the best thing that you can do right now, it's always worth doing. It's always worth trying. And you'll make mistakes, and then you'll learn, and then you'll get better. Since then, I've improved a lot, and it's kind of crazy just to watch back on work like that, and say what you love that you did back then and what you would do differently. And you can only really do that if you commit to something. So if you feel it, just you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it right away.
So for the paintings on the wall, how did you come up with the idea? Are you also a visual artist?
I came up with the concept back in COVID. This was originally a COVID thing. I was painting a lot during COVID, and I watched Black Swan during that time, and there was a sequence in it where the paintings or like just the things on a wall are coming to life, and I was like, I want to do something like that with paintings, and I'm painting here and doing all this like dark, gloomy stuff in COVID, so it's like, why not paintings? It's cool, and I feel like it's not done a lot, but there's so much potential, and even more potential you could do with that kind of a topic, so I mean, why not? Visual art, yeah, I love visual art, so, yeah. Thank you.
How did you set up that shot with like that farm coming out?
That was a very tricky one, not in the sense that it's necessarily super hard to do, because we just grabbed a plate, we had nothing there, so we had the backdrop, and then we had so in the actual shot there, you can see there's like the easel, and then the arm goes through. We literally just had him put his hand through the thing, and then we broke the easel while doing that, so we really only had one go at it. But that was it. We just had a really, really great visual effects artist who rotoscoped the entire thing out, and I honestly didn't think it was going to look as good. They had to do a lot of painting, so yeah. It's very
Yeah, go ahead.
For both of you, what drew you to the horror genre?
I think it's really fun to try and scare people, and I think the idea of sitting in an environment like this, and if you can hear someone just make some sort of sound at something you put up there, it's immediately rewarding, but I think it's just a fun genre to play with, and there's such a great community to it. Like, this was like a sold out, people can find like seats here, so you know you're gonna get people, that no matter how crazy your idea is, that might buy it or like it. Like, there's so many niche films that you can do with horror that you can't with any other genre, so I think there's always gonna be an audience there, and there's a love for it, so I think it's just a great genre to play with.
Yeah, I don't want to get anyone in trouble by asking this question, but I bet, like, as another filmmaker, I really would love to know this. I understand that you had to pay, you know, most of your budget towards location. I'm not quite sure where yours was. I can definitely say it was in an apartment complex, right? Was that like home or? Sorry.
In terms of the similar question on for my film, we just paid for the location. It was on a website called SetScover, I believe, which if you're looking for a place, you can go take a look there, and there's so many options. But yeah, just paid, and they're cool with it. So.
Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, sir.
How long were the shoots?
Mine was a night shoot. We shot in November, so we had to wait for sunset. It was around 8 p.m. We were out, I think, around 2 a.m., something like that. The set was just around the corner from here, too, so you can find these great locations anywhere.
Any questions? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, we'll go to you because you already, go ahead. Yeah.
What's next for you guys? What are you guys up to now?
I'm currently kind of in the middle of shooting a short right now that we started, and we had way too many shots planned and couldn't make the day. So you'll end up with that kind of stuff. So that's still trying to finish that. I got a few scripts in the can ready to go. So really just trying to get funding right now and see where we're going. And it's on the future territory. So yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you talk about funding for your film? Have you raised it? Or was it self-financed or someone invested?
Yeah, I've gone broke because of everything I've made, so I've never been handed any sort of money. It's all been out of pocket, so yeah, sorry. No leads there for you.
Any other questions? No other questions? I'll ask you.
We got one in the back.
Go ahead, sir. Pat.
Would you ever do another war?
Yeah, the one that I shot in the summer that I'm still working on is horror, and then I've got one final kind of horror short planned, so not done with the genre yet.
All right, I'll ask you guys a fun question that I asked you in the blog, so you guys already know this question. You should have answered the question already. What movie have you seen the most times in your life?
Like a disaster film almost. Yeah, real horror. Probably Star Wars Episode 3, honestly. I grew up with that. That's been a while, but that's the easy answer.
Another horror film.
There you go.
All right, any other questions? Fun questions to ask them? Yeah, go ahead.
Out of the other films that were shown tonight, which ones were you drawn to?
Good question.
I love your film as well. I love the creature. The creature's awesome. Very scary looking.
Yeah, she's right there. She's
Oh.
sitting right there.
Yeah, get the shout out. I think they were all great. What I love about them specifically is that they were all extremely different. I think the last one I was really drawn to in the sense that it did such a good job of trying to, like, being a drama and then catching you off guard with the undertones of the horror. I think that was awesome. And then all the others, I mean, I love that there's an animation in there. It's so impressive to do animated horror. I feel that's very rare as well. So all of them, honestly, I couldn't even pick over each other.
All right, any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
What like formal training or education did you do, or versus like personal learning to put that together?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Learning on the field is way better. I did 2 years at Sheridan for a 4-year bachelor program, and then dropped out after 2 years because you stop learning after some point. And then I've done so much learning of just being a COVID PA on set and watching the director, or I'm an office PA currently and watching the directors and prep. You learn more than you will ever learn from anyone because you never see that part of the job in any behind the scenes footage. And then watching movies, that you learn by seeing stuff and reading books, and it's the way I've improved. And yeah.
Kudos to seeing your vision to fruition. That's probably one of the most important things, you know. So that takes a lot of.
100%.
Hey, like I said, we do this every single month. Thank you very much to the filmmakers for coming and talking to us. I see probably maybe 1,000 horror short films a year, Most of them aren't very good. I'm just not trying to be like, they're hard to make, that's basically what I'm trying to say. The point I'm trying to make is that horror is very hard to make, and they accomplish the task, so congratulations to you guys. If you can do the genre, they say if you can do horror comedy, not at the same time, if you can do horror comedy, basically, you can do any film. So basically, congratulations to you guys, and hope to see you guys again at the festival soon. And please fill your bell out front, and I hope you guys see you guys next month. Thank you very much.